Welcome back to your On TV News Desk. Here in the studio this afternoon, I have Ashley Gerard and Greg Lefebvre from Strive, Young Professionals Group. So, how are you two doing today?
Great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Now, okay, so Strive assists young people to reach higher potential through networking events, the likes. Now, acting as a voice for it's 19 to 40, right?
Correct. Yeah.
What have you heard, because in this upcoming election, a pretty hot topic has been the issue of youth migration and outmigration. Through your roles at Strive as chair and vice chair, what have you guys heard from our young entrepreneurial community?
You want me to go first?
You go first.
So one of our roles is to really discuss and keep open doors with our members and hear about any problems or any issues that they're having. And we try and keep our ears to the ground as far as the issues that young professionals are facing. And that's obviously been a well-documented problem for as long as I can remember is migration out. So a lot of the things that you hear are typical, there's nothing to do, there's no jobs. Those are really two of the biggest things. There are some fixes there, I believe. I believe there's some things that council can do for the incoming council as far as fixing the solution. But jobs is really the main thing. I feel that if people felt that there was not necessarily a lot of jobs, but opportunity. Yeah, meaningful jobs, opportunities to progress their careers, et cetera, et cetera. I feel like they'd be more inclined to stay. I do think that talking, obviously being a part of the business community, I feel like there is a gap. Every time it seems like I talk to an entrepreneur in town, they're dying for specific targeted employees. They're short in certain areas. So we have a lot of people on one side that are kind of saying, well, there's no jobs, and then we have a lot of people on the other side that are saying, man, well, we're dying for people. So it's an interesting problem. It's probably a really intricate problem where there's no quick fix to. However, there are some solutions that are there.
And Ashley, I'll direct this question at you. What is available for young professionals in our community, be it through Strive or through other resources or networking opportunities that you've seen through your time on Strive? What is available versus what people are saying there's none of?
So even just personally speaking, I don't want to put words into other people's mouths. Obviously, we do have ongoing conversations with people, and in terms of outmigration and what is available and what's missing, the thing that we have to remember is we are in Northern Ontario, and a lot of the opportunities that we seek need to come from within, and they need to be created. So I was away, I left when I was 18, never to return again. 15 years later, I'm back, and I don't know the same people, and I'm having a hard time getting a job. So I started from the bottom when I was 30 years old, and I kept just pushing forward and creating opportunities for myself. So as much as we can target council and really try to push for them to help us, we also need to consider helping ourselves as well.
True.
I think in terms of council, the ask is right now making events happen more quickly, more easy, allowing businesses to flourish without all of the loopholes and the red tape. Exactly. So that is the bulk of, I think, what we're hearing. For sure.
So it's about people being innovative themselves as well, and trying to create the things that they think that they need, but to have council on board to say we're willing to help you, to do what it is that you want to do. Now, so would you say that it's an election issue amongst the people that you've talked to within your within Strive?
Yes, 100%. It's an ongoing conversation at our executive table on how do we even just membership?
Yeah.
We're targeting that age group. So how are we supposed to be attracting new members? And one of our solutions was diversifying the criteria and the definition of what a young professional is in Sault Ste. Marie especially. Right. In addition to that, not just focusing on youth outmigration, but how about youth retention and youth attraction? Yeah. So we're trying to create population of people, but are we really going about it the right way? And we were speaking to this a little bit earlier. Is it about sitting at a table with a bunch of people who aren't in that demographic, or is it bringing those people to the table or going to their tables?
Right.
So I think that that's where council can really step up in identifying in each of their wards, what are the youth groups, where do they congregate, and how do we get in touch with them?
Absolutely. Now, we'll be back. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll be back to talk a little bit more about what Strive hopes to see from a new council following the October 22nd municipal election. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to your On TV News Desk. I'm here with a couple members of the Strive Executive, Ashley Gerard and Greg Lefebvre, and we're talking a little bit about youth retention, outmigration, and opportunities in Sault Ste. Marie, and especially how it is an election issue in this year's upcoming municipal election, which is coming up really fast, as we were just talking about. So, Greg, I'm going to direct this question at you. Given that there's so many new faces running for council this year, and they're not all, you know, very young, but a lot of fresh faces to the race this year. Do you think there's a chance that we see a brand new council? And if so, what are the implications for youth if we don't?
So to answer your first question, my hope is that we do. I haven't watched all of the debates yet. I haven't seen all the ward debates yet. But I'm in Ward 3, so I've watched the Ward 3, and Matthew Shoemaker, I'll point out, is a really excellent example of a dynamic young professional that can lead to change. And actually, Matthew and I were here a couple months ago debating Trump-Trudeau politics, and federally, I actually, Matthew and I don't really see eye to eye on a lot of things federally, but I can appreciate what he's trying to do in town, and he's done a fantastic job over the last 4 years, and I think that he was probably the front runner in the Ward 3 debate from what I saw. So, assuming that the other candidates are under this the similar type of work ethic as Matthew, I would say that it would definitely be a good thing. I'm opposed to saying, well, let's just put a bunch of young people in just because we need young people. They need to be qualified young people, right? So Matthew's a shining example of that, and once I can crack down and watch the other kind of ward debates, I'm sure I'm going to see the same type of dynamic out of that. So I feel like if we don't, to answer your second question,
sorry, I laid last 3 questions on you.
No, that's okay. I got them all. Yeah,
you got excited.
I got them all. One of the things that you kind of hear in the background is, the old boys club of Sault Ste. Marie. Whether or not that's a fair or accurate assessment of what's actually going on,
that's what people say.
It's there. It's the elephant in the room. My concern would be, that could be very detrimental to having younger people move in. Most people, the path that they take if they're looking to move into a city is they research it, right? They go online, they read reviews, they read all kinds of stuff, and if we kind of have the whole old boys club mentality, not a lot of opportunity, that's going to make it really, really hard for somebody who's not here to want to move here. So we do have to make sure that Sault Ste. Marie is open for business, that we have a diverse workforce, that there's a wide variety of people in different types of positions in different parts of the community, to make it very, very attractive for young people to want to move here.
Yeah, and I think you raised 2 important points. One being, as great as it would be to have a lot of new faces on council and young faces on council, there is a danger in saying we need all brand new council. But there are community members that are saying that, but I mean, there's there has to be a level of balance as well. And like Matthew Shoemaker is a prime example of an incumbent. He even though he's young, he's an incumbent, so he's already been on council before. So. And then the other thing too is that kind of speaks to what you brought up with when you moved back to the Sioux, you had to start from kind of the bottom, and a lot of it is, a lot of feedback that I hear as a young person is it's a lot of who you know in the Sioux, and a lot of the time if you don't grow up in the Sioux, the issue is, well, you don't know anybody, and now you're here, and you have to network. But that brings us back to the importance of an organization like Strive, where it provides you with those networking opportunities. So we talked a lot about what's not available and what young people want to see, but I want to ask you, what is available through Strive that at least we can say, this organization is here to help you network? What can you tell us?
I think first and foremost, Strive really is an organization that is open to our membership. So, and when I say that, what I mean is we actually listen to what people want to see. So we recognize that catering to a 19 to 40-year-old age demographic is very challenging.
Right.
You have very different needs. So the more people that are stepping forward and saying, I'm a young professional, I have a young family, I can't go out every Friday to meet up and get to know new people.
Right.
Why aren't we having family events? Or if you're looking at 19 to 25-year-olds, they're saying, we need professional development. We need an opportunity to get to know what's available in Sault Ste. Marie and how to access that. So we're able to do all of that as the needs, of course, as we learn of the needs amongst our members and our non-members. And I think right now, moving forward, we are open to everyone. We're really excited to be presenting a debate in a casual environment. So at the Grand Theatre on October 16th, we're going to be hosting our own ward candidate meet and greet in addition to a mayoral debate and a Ward 2 debate because of the location and because of our partnership with Golden Child Kitchen. We are very, very excited about this event. We've had excellent feedback on it, responses, tickets are flying, so we're really looking forward to that. So that's another opportunity. When we talk about asking for change, how do we create change? And you have a voice and you have a civic responsibility to vote and to make an educated decision. So between all of the community organizations that are putting on debates and offering the information, find one that works for you and attend. And especially with Strive hosting and Golden Child Kitchen hosting this event at the Grand Theatre, it's just a really great opportunity to meet other young professionals, share some like-minded conversations, or even have a constructive conversation about it if you disagree. So we encourage all those things.
And okay, so we're gonna wrap up, but quickly, if people want to find out more about this event or more about joining Strive in general, how can they contact you?
The best way to contact Strive is through our Facebook page if you have Facebook. We also have a website, striveypg.com. Or you could just reach out to us individually, track us down somehow, LinkedIn.
Perfect.
We're everywhere.
So there's lots of opportunity despite the gaps in service in Sault Ste. Marie for young people. So check out Strive if you want to get involved. That sounds like a great event. Thank you guys so much for coming in today.
Thanks, Riley. We really appreciate it.
Talking a little bit about this with me, and we will be back with more news coming up on TV after this break. Stay tuned.